What's good, team? Right now, I'm bringing you guys another beating series today, and in this episode of the beating series, I'm going to bring you guys how to beat the True King Dinosaur deck. The True King Dinosaur deck is a deck that's already taken the regional scene by force. It's topped a few regionals right now, and this is prior to Maximum Crisis. So in this video, it's going to be my sole duty to help you guys beat this deck. So when you go to regionals, nationals, and YCS over the next few months, you guys will be prepared. So without further ado, let's begin. Alright guys, so if you guys that are new here, this is just my beating series. On the beating series, I pretty much go in depth on how to beat certain decks, telling you guys the best side deck cards to use for those said decks. And like I already mentioned, this is going to be for a True King Dinosaur type of deck. So yeah, let's begin. Starting off with Different Dimension Ground. Different Dimension Ground is a really powerful card versus this deck, and I noticed it kind of went up in price. The card effect basically reads, this turn, anytime a monster is sent to the graveyard, is removed from play instead. Now the reason why Different Dimension Ground is great, because for one, it's at 3, meaning you can, in a 40 card deck, you're going to open it up a lot, and for 2, you can chain it against your opponent on their turn. So if they try to activate their True King monster, they'll still be able to bring their monster out, but their baby dinosaur, Pterodon, and the other guy who Babysaurus pretty much, when they activate their effects, they get banished, so they won't be able to get their graveyard effect, which spams the field, which allows the True King Dinosaur deck to gain so much advantage that they have. The benefit of Different Dimension Ground, it can be used in any deck. So for example, if you're a True King player yourself, you can side deck this in the mirror match due to the fact that if you go first, make your play, set this, chain in your opponent's turn. If they do try to combo off on you, all their shit's going to the graveyard, and that way you don't have to worry about your opponent just spamming the field. So yeah, it just pretty much hurts the baby dinosaurs, and Different Dimension Ground is a very powerful card for this deck. It also doubles as a card against the Inferno matchup, which is always a good thing to do. Inferno, as you guys already know, just won the most recent YCS. So yeah, Different Dimension Ground is a powerful card. I think it shot up to $30 just because of how useful it is in today's format. Next up, the Ghost family. Now, the Ghost Ash and Beautiful Spring, Ghost Ogre, and Snow Rabbit has been arguably some of the best hand traps ever printed in Yu-Gi-Oh! They're always good in almost every deck, and they can be good either at 3. Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit's effect basically reads during either player's turn when a monster on the field activates its effect. When a spell/trap card is already face up on the field activates its effect, you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard to destroy that card on the field. You can only use this effect if Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit once per turn, and they both double as a tuner. Now, Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit is just great because when a monster activates their effect, you can pop them. So in the True King Draco Dinosaur deck, when your opponent brings out a True King monster after their effect, guess what? You can Ghost over their monster. While you don't negate the effect, you just get rid of the monster. When they try to go for that the one dinosaur guy that searches, you can blow up him, and that way they won't be able to spam out rank 4 play. I mean, the list can go on from there, and it doubles as additional side deck cards for the Pendulum matchup, the Hero matchup, and any other matchup that you want to destroy stuff against. Kind of similar to Ghost Ash and Beautiful Spring over here. The card that's coming out in the Maximum Crisis effect basically reads, during either player's turn, except during a damage step, when your opponent activates a card or effect that adds cards from the deck to hand or graveyard, especially some of the monsters from the main deck, you can discard this card and negate that effect. You can only use the effect of Ghost and Beautiful Ash Spring once per turn. So Ghost Ash and Beautiful Spring is generally more powerful than Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, and is really beneficial in the True King Dinosaur deck because you have the True King Fire guy, who's when you pop a fire card in your hand, you get his additional effect of popping a card in the field. But Ghost Ash and Beautiful Spring has been known to make players salty when you hit their Pot of Desires, a new pot card. I can't think of the name. I think it's Pot of Desires, but don't quote me on that. When you can hit their pot card, so when they banish 10, they don't get to draw, which is always awesome. You can stop searching, stop special. I mean, what is there not like love about the Ghost Ash and Beautiful Spring and Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit? They both have their pros and cons, and them being tuners is just great. Ghost Ash and Beautiful Spring, you can play it in a zombie deck and just go off. Both of these cards will be ran at 3 in almost any deck, 3 and 3. Kind of reminiscent of how Maxi and Effect Builder used to be back in the day. And a lot of OCG players actually main deck both of these cards at 3 just because they're that good. Next up, we have Stopping the Searching Power. So the True King Dinosaur deck has a lot of searching power via cards like that card, the True King card that's coming out of Maximum Crisis, where you pop a dinosaur, search a card. Then they max out on terraforming, and they have the one dinosaur that searches out through the deck. So that's 9 cards right there, almost half of the deck that searches. Well, a good quarter of the deck that searches. So stopping the search is very important. Some of the best search stoppers in the game. We have Mistaken Arrest. Effect basically read until the end of their next turn. After this card resolves, neither player can add cards from their deck to their hand except by drawing them. We have Thunder King Ryo, which is an old school classic for you guys that's been playing the game since it started. Neither player can add cards from their deck to their hand except by drawing them during either player's turn. When your opponent wants to special summon exactly one monster, you can send this card from your hand to the grave. You can send the card face up to the graveyard to negate the special summon if you do destroy it. So Thunder King Ryo has always been a good card that's stunning the opponent, and he doubles for when your opponent tries to special summon against you. You can send him to the graveyard. And then we have Mistake. Neither player can add cards from their deck to the hand except by drawing them. Now, all of these cards are great in the situations. In my personal opinion, Mistaken Arrest probably might be the best card on this list, just due to the fact that while it only stuns for one turn, your opponent can't chain an MST or Twin Twister to do it. So for example, if you feel like your opponent's going to start searching with a terraforming, etc., you can chain a Mistaken Arrest and just stop the searching, or you can just activate it and to stop your opponent searching. Then the King Ryo and a Mistake on the other hand, while you play them, can't nobody search at all. So they kind of have their pros and cons. Mistaken Arrest, you can play it in the mirror match once again to allow you to play as you please. But then the King Ryo is good if you want to play a stun deck like barrier statues. Same thing goes for Mistake, where when you activate them, they just shut off everything. But their downside is they can be MST, Thunder King Ryo could be Kaiju, they could be Dark Hole, the list goes on from there. So when you're building your deck, you want to make sure, do you have protection for your Thunder King or Mistake, or if you're playing a mirror match, Mistaken Arrest might just be the best option for you. Next up, overall good unexpected side deck card. So the reason why I wanted to have the overall good unexpected side deck cards is because while the deck is very powerful, it's very simple in what it does. If you guys that don't know what the True King Dinosaur deck does, I'll have a little iCard right here that will lead you to my True King in-depth analysis explained episode, where I break down the deck in detail, telling you the deck's combos, plays, and etc. But yeah, the overall unexpected side deck cards in the current format. Skullmeister is one of them. Effect basically reads, during either player's turn, when a card effect is activated in your opponent's graveyard, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard to negate that effect. And he's a level 4, 1700 effect, 400 defense beater. The reason why he's good, because you have your dinosaurs that activate in the graveyard when they're destroyed by card effects to get their effects, so you can send Skullmeister to the graveyard to negate their graveyard effects. The list can go on from there. Now, when it comes to stopping special summoning, etc., we have Vanity's Fiend. Vanity's Fiend is an overall solid card for decks like PK Fire. A lot of PK Fire players used to use it in the mirror match back in the day. It is against overall good rogue decks. Effect basically reads, neither player can special summon monsters. Very simple. The stun card. You can probably even use it once again in the mirror match. You can pop the True King monsters in your hand, start comboing to bring out the dinosaurs from the deck, bring out your True King monster. You can spam the field, and then you can summon Vanity's Fiend at the end of it without using your normal summon, just lock the opponent off special summoning. There are so much things you can do with Vanity's Fiend, the list can go on for days. Now, another card that I saw a lot of players aren't using is Gozen Match, because I feel like it's underrated right now against this deck. Gozen Match effect basically reads, each player can only control one attribute of a monster. Send all face-up monsters they control to the graveyard. So, the True King Dinosaur deck have a lot of different elements in them. They have attributes in them, rather. They have the Fire True King, they have the Earth True King. Some of the dinosaurs are dark, some of the dinosaurs are Earth. Then you have your extra deck, which is always going to be a rainbow color to begin with. So I personally feel like Gozen Match can be a great card to stun the True King deck. Really great if you're running a deck like Mermails that's all one attribute. It can help slow down the True King Dinosaur deck a lot. So guys, as a recap of this video, these are some of the best side deck cards I personally feel like you can side deck for the True King Dinosaur deck. You got the Gozen Match, the Vanity's Fiend, the Skullmeister. You got the Search Stoppers, the Mistake, the Thunder King Ryo, and the Mistaken Arrest. And you got the Ghost family, which honestly speaking is probably the best cards you guys can and more than likely will be siding. They're so versatile, they're hand traps, there's no reason not to side these cards, and they're good for multiple matchups, because the main thing about side decking, and especially for a big event, you want to have side deck cards that can go for multiple matchups that has a lot of variety. And then Different Dimension Ground because it's just an amazing card, and I feel like it just deserves its own slide by itself. So this was my beating series for the True King Dinosaur deck. If I missed out on any card that you guys feel like could have helped beat this deck, I want you guys to post that in the comment section down below. And yeah, cue the outro. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you gave it a big thumbs up, if you're a new viewer to the channel, I'd love for you to subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. I upload 4 to 5 days a week now with one live stream at the end of the week. I usually live stream either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. If you guys want live stream updates, you guys can go in the description below, like me on Facebook to get to notice of when I do my live shows. You guys can also find me on Instagram at LordHero21, and you guys can also find me at Twitter at Innovation Yu-Gi-Oh. So, with all that being said, this is Chris from Innovation Yu-Gi-Oh, and I'm signing out. Peace, guys. Stay innovative. Deuces.